In this technique, I'm going to want to break the elbow joint again with a base leverage 1, but I'm going to want to come at it from a different angle using a different technique. Now, in order to get at that joint to break it, I need to cause an injury, because otherwise he's going to have muscular strength in that arm. He's not going to be in a spinal reflex. He'll be able to do whatever he wants with that arm. So I can't just grab a hold of it and try to break the elbow, because he's going to have something to say about that. But once I cause an injury, I know that he's going to be forced into a spinal reflex, which will make him incapable of controlling his body in any other way for the amount of time it takes me to break that elbow. Now, I know that when I step in and heel palm him to the chin, that his arms are going to come up as part of that spinal reflex toward the injury. Because I know that this hand then is going to be projected upwards and reach for his own face, I can put my hand on the arc that I know his hand will move on ahead of time. So it's not that I'm reaching out and grabbing his arm, but rather that when I step in and hit him to the chin, his spinal reflex will bring his hand up into my hand. And I know that ahead of time because I already know what he's going to do in that spinal reflex. All I have to do is cause him to do it. So in this case, I'm going to step in with the left leg, heel palm to the chin, and his hand pops right up into my hand. I'm ready to grab it because I simply put it on the arc that I knew it would come swinging up on, and I grabbed a hold of that wrist. Now, I'm just going to pivot, continue the motion of the arm up, turn my back toward him, so now I have the back of the elbow joint at the pathological limit, locked straight on the top of my shoulder. It's ready to be broken. And at this point, I'm actually going to snap downward with this and touch the back of his hand to my own chest. Obviously, I can't do this with my workout partner. As we talked before, the range of motion in the elbow joint is only 15 degrees. And at this point, he's at the pathological limit. And any further motion I put in that makes him pop up onto his toes because he's trying to move away from that pathological limit, moving away from the pain at this point. But I don't really care whether or not the guy feels pain. What I want is a broken joint. So when I apply this, I will step under here and I will break it by snapping this straight down all the way to my own torso. So now that the arm is broken, I get another spinal reflex. The guy pops up, becomes light on his toes because he's trying to jump into the air to get away from what's happening here in the trauma in the joint. Now I can easily take the broken arm over my head, out and around the outside, to slam him down flat on his back in front of me so that I can get a couple of other injuries on him. I'm going to get injuries in the far arm there, where he's going to hit the ground with that, in the shoulder, in the elbow, in the wrist and hand. I'm also going to get a possible head injury when he hits his head on the sidewalk. Then from here, I'm going to step up and stomp straight down to the side of the neck to damage the cervical vertebrae. And I'm walking away. So I'm going to step in with the left leg, heel palm to the chin, and get a hold of this arm right here. I'm then going to pivot, lift the arm up, break it over my shoulder, take it up over my head, and now I'm going to bring it around the outside of my shoulder here to get my throw. Slam him down on the ground, stomp to the side of the neck, and then I'm walking away.